The Nationals offense goes dead silent over this weekend, and more in particular, the month of June has not been good for the Washington Nationals, and it's time for things to change.
You are Locked On Nationals, your daily Washington Nationals podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, I am your host, Ryan Clary. You can catch me over on Twitter at RyanClary11 and as well as our show page at LO_Nationals for all your latest Nationals news and notes. Make sure to check us out over on Twitter. And of course, look up Locked On Nationals wherever you get your podcast. And later on in today's program, the Nationals, they have got the day off today. Let's take a look at the MLB Draft. We are just about 1 month out from the Nationals selecting whoever at number 1 overall. So I'm going to give you a couple of names to look out for, and some of them pretty interesting as we get closer to the draft. And honestly, this is one of those situations, I will just add right now, the Nationals at the number 1 overall pick, no one knows what they will do. There's a lot of different possibilities. You could go with a prep bat. You could go with a college arm. And even you could go with a college second baseman. There are so many possibilities at this point, and no one knows what the Nationals will do. So we'll dive into that later on in the show today. In the second segment, it is a Nats Stock Report Monday. Who has been up and who has been down? And let me just say, it was fine. It was pretty hard to find a couple stock cups for today's program, but we got through it. So we'll discuss that in the second segment. But we start off discussing the month of June and really just this series overall against the Rangers. The Nationals did not play their best, and they're on the struggle bus right now. It's kind of just the same that it has always been for the Washington Nationals, but more importantly, made a bad roster move. And I'll discuss that. But today's episode is brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. So the Nationals offense has totally gone silent, and they have made a roster move that I just hate right now. First and foremost, the month of June, it is June 9th, all the way through June 8th. The Nationals have scored 11 runs. Every other team in baseball, all 29 other teams, have 18-plus runs up to this point. Now, people should not be making a big deal of this. It's just the sample size for what the Nationals have been given so far. This team is in a slump. C.J. Abrams, he is in a big slump. James Wood, he has found himself to be in a big slump in the month of June also. Up to this point, James Wood has just 2 hits through the first 8 days of June. When you are your team's best hitter, you're going to have to get hot. James Wood and C.J. Abrams, both of these guys right now who really kind of get this offense going, they have gone silent. And that's going to happen, especially when you're young players like James Wood. This is his first full season. The first few months here, I was never expecting him to finish the season with a 950 OPS. That is now dipped below 900 at an 899, by the way. Still an all-star level player. But it has dipped. And the Nationals right now, their offense with Abrams struggling really over the last 3 to 4 weeks at this point, and now with James Wood struggling over this past week, this offense cannot score. And this offense cannot produce runs at all. They are not getting deeper into ball games. They are not having bases loaded jam situations. The Nationals and runners in scoring position, all season long, they have been one of the better teams. And now you get in this scenario where the Nationals cannot make any music right now. Nothing is happening. And this is just kind of where we are in the season, though. I'm not ready to sound the alarms. We've done that a lot this offseason so far. A lot. But with where the Nats are, you would think that they would need maybe some juice. Maybe something to get this lineup going. Whether it be a top prospect like Brady House coming up to the majors, whether it be keeping Daylen Lile in the lineup every single day and having Jacob Young be optioned down to AAA. That's maybe what you would think. But this team does need some juice right now. And so the juice that they decided that they needed in yesterday's game, they are now calling back up Andres Chaparro, the 26-year-old guy, huge power. He hits for average. I don't know if that does it, though. Right here today, I can't tell you that Andres Chaparro is going to be answering the calls here. I don't know if he's going to be the guy to come up and really fix this thing, because something that we have all known all offseason long heading into this year, and that has stayed true for the first few months of the year, is the Nationals need right-handed power bats. You don't have any. Alex Call is like your top power right-handed bat at this point. It's not good enough. So right now, you've got Brady House, who's set to join the Nationals, hopefully within the next few weeks here. But in this scenario, you're now going to have Andres Chaparro because the Nationals optioned to see Nunez, which was the correct decision. But what is Chaparro going to do? What is he going to bring to this Nats team that we don't already have? Well, yeah, he is going to bring some power. But at what level of consistency will there be here? Because Chaparro, while he is good, he is a very talented hitter in my opinion. I don't know if he's solving these issues right now. And I don't think sending down Nasim Nunez is going to solve any issues there also. Because I saw everyone talking about having 3 bad mistakes yesterday defensively. Nasim Nunez is one of the Nationals' best defensive players in the system. He's fine. But with where we're at today, Nasim Nunez just kind of falling on the sword for this team should not be where we are, because Nasim Nunez is far from the Nationals' biggest issue. Nunez has not been getting it done offensively, and yes, he has had some mistakes defensively here and there, but he is still one of your best premier shortstops and defenders overall on this Nationals team. So I don't want to hear it. Yesterday, yeah, not a great game for him, but guess what? When you play 162 of these, a bad game is going to happen. It's just going to. Barry Bonds once struck out, went 0 for 4 with 4 Ks. Did that a couple times. Not saying Nasim Nunez is Barry Bonds, but still, it's a hard game. Whatever, flush it down the toilet. But right now, the Nationals are in a funk. There's no other way to put it. They are in a funk. This Nats offense, they're not scoring, and a team that's been really good with runners in scoring position, they are not taking advantage of when they do have ducks in the pond, runners on the corners, whatever it could be. This offense is not producing. And when this Nats offense is not producing, bad things are going to happen. This rotation, it's been pretty good so far this season, but it's not good enough to carry you to wins. This bullpen, it's way too young to carry you to wins. You gotta stay consistent. And this Nationals team, they're not being consistent right now. And unfortunately, this is why we see situations where you have this offense going quiet in a situation where we need them most. As we get into it, though, I do want to talk about this real quick. Daylen Lile being optioned down to AAA on Friday, it was expected by the Nationals, yet I'm still disappointed. I expected that move to happen, and I just want to say that yet again. Daylen Lile is a major league ready player, though. And Jacob Young, as we have seen in yesterday's game, caught stealing again. We talk about 2 things with Jacob Young. He's a great defensive center fielder. Incredible. And then he's also great on the base pass. How sure are we about that, though? He has been caught stealing 5 of his last 10 attempts. And even last year, he had some portions of the year where he was just getting caught stealing all the time. He might be a blazing runner. Like, he is a fast runner, that is for sure. He is a pretty high IQ kind of player, I think. But for some reason, from first base to second base, this guy is not the smartest base runner. He does not get the best jumps. He is not really the guy that we say that he is, and not the guy that he probably could be for this Nationals team. For whatever reason, Jacob Young cannot steal bases at this point. So that takes away one part of the game, and we're all telling you, but he does this. He plays defense. what value does Jacob Young bring to this team right now? Because if it is just up to me and really up to anyone out there, Daylen Lile gives you a better chance to win every single day right now. Yes, he is a left-handed bat, and the Nationals, unfortunately, are just stacked with lefties. You got to wait for Dylan Cruz to come back, and even when Cruz coming back, you may not have Lyle in the lineup every single day. But what are we doing? Jacob Young does not give you a better chance to win every single day. And if this team is about winning, and if this team, like they have told us all offseason long, wants to win, how does Jacob Young give you that chance better than a Daylen Lile? Does it give you the flexibility to have Jacob Young back in center field, Robert Hassel in right, or vice versa? I don't really understand that at this point. This should be about Daylen Lile and Robert Hassel. This should be between those guys fighting for an opportunity and getting the most opportunities to play in the bigs every single day. But yet the Nationals are giving another nod to Jacob Young. And you had Alex Cole in the lineup yesterday, who, by the way, is actually pretty hot right now, so good for him. So yeah, I guess he does give you a better chance to win. But still, this should be about the young guys. And this is kind of the thing with the Washington Nationals that drives me up a wall. You see it with the Orioles. They have these top prospects who show some flashes in the majors, and then they send them back down to AAA and let them sit down there for another 50 games. Kobe Mayo, why is he not a major leaguer for the Orioles? Daylen Lile, proven that he is ready to make the majors. You send him back down to AAA. Now, it is a more nuanced conversation, I think, than what the Orioles have, because the Orioles, they're ready to win now. They are trying to win now. But still, you should have your younger guys up there taking the reps of some of the older guys that are in that lineup. The Nationals should be in that situation, though. And all offseason long, David Martinez, Mike Rizzo, they told us that they were ready to win. Is the ready to win now situation having Jacob Young in the lineup every single day over Daylen Lile? That's not the way that I would win. And I don't think that's the way that the Nationals will win moving forward. It's a confusing message. That's all I'm going to say. And I want Daylen Lile in this lineup because this guy, he brings a higher ceiling than Jacob Young at this point in time. So thank you all for making Locked On Nats your first listen every single day. It was a tough weekend for the boys. We get back at it, flush it. Let's get to a Nats stock report as who has been up and who has been down. We'll discuss that, all of that, and more after we tell you about our friends at Wonderful Pistachios. Are you looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious? Crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts, and each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help keep you feeling fuller for longer. And personally, I love the no shells variety. It's a perfect grab and go snack for busy days. Like for instance, today I got to be going in early for some meetings. I'm going to grab 2 packs of Wonderful Pistachios to fill me up and give me all my essential nutrients. And of course, that full protein punch. I love it. And it gives you over 10% of your daily value for protein in just that one bag. So grab 2 of them. That's over 20%. And all of a sudden, all my gym rats out there, you'll know how you feel right after, because you can get snacking and get cracking. They snack that packs a protein punch. Just visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. Thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcast. Now, let's talk about this. Nat stock report, whose stock is up and whose stock is down. I've got a stock up for Jose Frere, the 25-year-old. Over his last 13 2/3 innings pitched, he has just given up 1 earned run. He has walked 1 batter. He has a 0.66 ERA since then. To start the year, I think I was raving about Jose Frere. I thought that he was going to be an all-star this season. I thought he would be the Nationals closer by August. I thought big things for Frere. It did not come to fruition, but I think now it is. 14 innings ago, he gave up 5 earned runs in a performance that was awful. and they kind of fell out of the circle of trust with David Martinez, but since then has really bounced back. He is not walking guys. He's not getting the strikeout numbers that I thought he would either, but still, more importantly, he is getting outs, and Nationals defense behind him, they have looked phenomenal. I think Jose Frere is finally coming back into form because, as we saw last September, Jose Frere came in, he shut the door down. In 2023, he came in and looked really good to end the season. Maybe it's just taking him a little bit longer to get acclimated, and Jose Frere is starting to put together some really good innings for this Nationals bullpen. And as we've kind of been talking about the last month, really, of this Nats pen, it's been a different story. Cole Henry has been awesome, even though he just gave up his first run since what feels like April at this point. You have Cole Henry, Jackson Rutledge, Eduardo Salazar, Jose Frere, Kyle Finnegan, Andrew Chafin. The Nats bullpen has been pretty solid as of late. So Jose Frere, he's gone into that also, and he's starting to put together some really good, meaningful innings for the Washington Nationals. Stock down, shortstop, C.J. Abrams. This is a thing. This is a thing. The C.J. Abrams struggles and inconsistencies, this is true. I will say this, though. The good outweighs the bad with him. CJ has put together some monster numbers in this first half. And you've seen him kind of crawl back down to not so good of territory. Because right now, over his last 7 games, he is batting 160, a 160 OBP. He has 1 double and a 360 OPS. He has 4 hits in the month of June. CJ is not doing too hot right now. And this has been the case for almost the last month. He is in a funk. He's not going the other way. And we've talked about this at times with him. CJ is at his best when he has taken a line drive off the shortstop's head. That's his best stroke. He does not have that in his bag right now. So he's got to fix some things. I don't know what it is at this point. I don't know what the fix will be for Abrams, but there's got to be something. And right now, for where the Nationals are, they so desperately need CJ to get going. And he's just not. So stock down for CJ, which leaves this way stock up for Michael Soroka. Friday's outing for Michael Soroka was the dream. That was his best outing all year. He went 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts to 1 walk. And we all kind of saw the potential there for Soroka. Hear me out for a second. What if Soroka really has turned his career around here? What if the Nationals were right on this gamble? And in a month from now, let's say his ERA is in the 3s, and Soroka is just stringing together some really good starts, quality starts, going 5-6 innings deep every single time, and maybe even deeper into games, only giving up 1 run or so, and keeping the ball in the yard and not walking guys. Do the Nationals decide to try to trade him? Or do they try to keep him and try to keep him in the rotation moving forward? Because you do have Cade Cavalli coming back, who, by the way, touched 98 miles per hour in yesterday's start. And number 2, you've got Josiah Gray coming back from Tommy John probably later on this season, because he talked with reporters a couple days ago and did mention that he expects to come back later this year. So the Nationals, they've got a little bit of a logjam at pitcher. If a team calls around Michael Soroka, what do you do? I think that's going to make for an interesting discussion, because Soroka put together his best start against the Rangers, and I think he's going to build off it. He looked really good, and he's been really impressive, barring some bad numbers as of recent before this past start. But Soroka, again, a couple home runs away from him having his ERA in the 3s. That's kind of what the reality is at this point. A couple of bad pitches. We're talking about a really good season for Michael Soroka. So stock up for him. I think he's been really good so far. Stock down. I hate to do this. James Wood. Stock down for C.J. Abrams and stock down for James Wood. James Wood has 2 hits in the month of June. He has 1 double. He's got 8 strikeouts. He's got 3 walks, a 329 OPS, and his season OPS is down to a just horrible 899. I'm not concerned for James Wood. He has been great all season long, but this is a stock report after all. And the Nats offense, they have been quiet in June. 11 runs compared to all other teams scoring 18 plus at this point, you got to think to yourself, I don't know. Something's got to give. Also, I just realized the cat is sitting right there behind me on stream. That's fun. Just saw him. That's Buster, in case you guys did not know. He is walking there back. That's always a cool thing. So check it out over on YouTube. I just got distracted by that. James Wood, he's going to be just fine, though. 2 hits again in the month of June. He's in this cold streak. He'll get back in the swing of things. The Nationals have a much-needed day off today. Get with Darnell Coles. Get with some of your hitting instructors, and let's fix this thing, and let's get back on it. Because the Nationals, they're not a bad team. You could have beaten the Rangers, and honestly, you should have. Saturday against DeGrom, I get it. One of the best pitchers in baseball. And yes, he is all the way back, and he looks really good for the Rangers. So, James Wood, let's get back in the swing of things, and you'll be just fine. Stock up for Alex Cole. 2 home runs over his last 7 games. This guy's a streaky hitter, guys. He is putting up good numbers. It just feels as if when everything is going wrong for this Nationals team, everything seems to go right for Alex Cole. I don't know if it's because he's like a pretty steady, consistent player. Like, he is a streaky hitter, but he is pretty consistent. You know what you're going to get. He's going to work counts. He's going to put the ball in play. And at times, he's going to hit the ball hard, and he's going to hustle, and he's going to play okay defense. That's kind of what Alex Cole is. So I don't know if the Nationals are just, when they're in an offensive funk, he just kind of tends to stick out because he is a pretty consistent, scrappy player. It's just a weird thing that I've noticed over the years now with Alex Cole, and good for him. He's been good, and I think the Nationals, they love having him as their 4th outfielder. So we'll see if that lasts too much longer, but that's your Nats stock report for now. Maybe the Nats can get hot again, and we'll see what they exactly try to do. But now let's get into the MLB Draft. We are just about 1 month away from the Nationals selecting number 1 overall. Who could it be? We'll discuss that after we tell you about our friends at Gametime. And have you ever decided at the last minute to head to a ball game with friends or family? Maybe it's game day and you suddenly realize that you want to be in the stands. That's exactly where Gametime comes in. And it's the easiest way to grab last-minute tickets without the stress. And with the money you save on tickets, you can splurge on food, drinks, merch, or even invite a bigger group to come with you. Gametime makes it possible. And Gametime makes buying tickets fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop closer to first pitch, and you've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. This past Friday, I walked up to the Nats game against the Rangers. I was walking up on Half Street, just a few clicks away. I bought my tickets on Gametime. They were awesome seats, so I could see Natasha Bedingfield playing that Friday night. It was awesome. The Nationals got the win 2-0. And of course, everything flew seamless from there. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime and download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcast. So right now, the Nationals hold the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft, and we don't know what they will do, genuinely. So I've kind of put together a handful of guys here that you should keep your eye on because the Nationals have the day off. We don't have a game to preview. But you should kind of start thinking about the draft because this is going to be a very intriguing draft. I will just say that. There is no slam dunk number 1 prospect. There is none. I know people out there on the Twitterverse, you'll see them say, well, Ethan Holiday is. Ethan Holiday is a good prospect, but there is some concerns with him. There are some swing and miss concerns, and if I'm just being honest, the last time the Nationals selected someone in the first round that had swing and miss concerns out of high school, it turns out to be Elijah Green, which a few years ago today, they made that decision, and he's now in rookie ball still. It has not worked out for this team. And you have to have a type for an organization. An organization has a type. The Orioles, we all know their type. Middle infielder guys who can put the ball in play, who has a chance to hit for power. That's Gunnar Henderson. That's Jackson Holliday. That's Kobe Mayo. All the guys that they have gotten, that's kind of their type. The Washington Nationals in years past. Right-handed pitchers that throw 99 miles per hour, that's their type. Now, fast forward to this year, it's a little bit different. One thing that the Nationals have really developed over the past few years is left-handed starting pitching. They didn't develop Mackenzie Gore, but still, he has taken steps up within this organization and has looked really good. Mitchell Parker has come out of nowhere for this team, drafted and developed, and he has worked his way into the starting rotation. DJ Hers, last season, was traded from the Cubs to the Nationals, worked his way through the system for a couple of months, and turned into a really nice starting pitcher before having Tommy John this past season. Another guy down in the minors, Jake Bennett, looks the part, and a former second-round pick out of Oklahoma, he's someone that you can look forward to. And even then, there's a long list of guys. Alex Clemmie that you got in the trade from last year's Lane Thomas deal. The Nationals type is left-handed pitching. There are 3 guys that you're going to have to look out for this year. My number one guy to look out for is Liam Doyle. He throws 99 miles per hour. He'll probably sit 97 to 98. And who knows if you could see him sit like that at the major league level. But this guy is a gamer. And for the University of Tennessee, they were just eliminated yesterday. And he pitched, and he did not look good at all. He got rocked by Arkansas. But again, Arkansas is one of the better teams in college baseball. So I think I can kind of use that excuse to pin that against him. But this guy is a gamer. And if you've seen it, you can check me out over on Twitter at RyanClary11. Watch the one last week. In a huge situation, he pitched 98 pitches Friday night, came in that Sunday afternoon game, and came in and threw a couple innings out of the bullpen after just throwing nearly 100 pitches a few nights prior to that. This guy is a gamer, number one. And number two, his fastball is going to play at a very elite rate. We have seen guys with high fastball rates play well in the majors, like Jacob deGrom has throughout his career. At points, he has always been a very high fastball percentage guy. Liam Doyle is similar to that. I'm not saying he's going to be Jacob deGrom, but still, that's what that's what the analytics will say. They'll be like, well, this guy is heavy usage on his fastball. Is that going to play? Well, one of the better pitchers of our generation, Jacob deGrom, he does that same thing. So I don't really see the issue there with a high fastball percentage. If his best pitch plays, his best pitch plays. That's kind of how I see it. So look, Liam Doyle is certainly a name to watch. Another guy is Cade Anderson. He has kind of been this surprise guy for LSU so far this season. He's probably the highest floor guy for the Nationals if they were to pick him at number 1 overall. But this is one of the guys who has kind of come out of nowhere, was not really on anyone's radar, and also same with Liam Doyle from Tennessee, by the way. But he's an interesting guy. He probably has some of the best stuff alongside Jamie Darnold, another left-handed pitcher from Florida State. If you kind of get the memo, though, because we are kind of at the end of the clock here, we got to get this thing moving. There's a lot of left-handed starting pitchers and college pitchers here from the Nationals. You never draft for need. You never do. Mike Rizzo does not go into this draft thinking, we need a second baseman, or we need a first baseman, or we need a starting pitcher. They're going to take the best player available, but also in the back of their mind, they know where they are in this rebuild. They know that they have to hit on this pick. And if they don't hit on this pick, this could really set this rebuild back. So are you more likely to take a chance on a high school bat, whether it be Ethan Holiday or maybe someone else out there, or you're going to go with a college arm that's going to be a quick rise into the major leagues? It's something that you're going to have to consider if you're Mike Rizzo. So just keep an eye out for the draft. Those are a couple of names to keep an eye on. Ethan Holiday, Liam Doyle, Cade Anderson, and of course, Jamie Arnold from Florida State. Those 4 guys, one of them will be a Washington National this time next month. So let's keep our eye out for that. Keep reading the stories. keep doing your thing. But I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Enjoy the day off. Have a good one. Go Nats.